Hello. Yes, so tonight, this is going to be episode 2 and episode 2 of thread chasing. Just going to get you a look at the threads here. Female and male threads. Okay. Go on very nicely. Go on really nice. It's a nice little lidded box. Some nice grain on it. This is apple wood. And I'm going to try to explain to you tonight how to use these chisels. Okay? Alright. Now there's usually 4 chisels. There's a female thread chaser. It's for interior threads. There's a male thread chaser for the exterior threads, and there is a recess tool, and there's also a tool rest that relies on, well, you use your tool rest with this other chisel, which allows you to support the female thread cutter. You'll see that on other YouTube videos. A lot of the guys who do the thread cutting use that tool. There's a couple names that it goes by. Sorby's has a, it's called a tool rest tool support, I think it's called. And there's another one that's it's called an armrest support. I forget the gentleman who designed it, but anyway, it's you'll find these two usually. You may even be able to make one at home. Okay, so we don't have the tool rest tool, but we do have the recess tool. See? This is the recess tool, and I'll go over what that one is used for in a minute, because I don't think you might know what thread chasers are, but the recess tool, sometimes it comes in the kit and sometimes it doesn't. I thought I was getting the kit, and I just got the 2 chisels, so I've reached out to the supplier. Hopefully they can help me out. Okay, so this one here is the female thread chaser. Okay. So now if I hold this flat, you can see, I'm trying to get the teeth to focus in here. Those teeth are at an angle, a slight angle. They go to the right at the top. The top sort of slopes to the right. Okay. So this is the female cutter. You can see how the teeth are recessed like that. That's what gives you the thread. So you've got to go at least as deep as the grooves on the chisel to cut your thread. So remember that. That's important as we go further down into further episodes, I should say. This here, this is the male thread. Okay, so this male thread has a similar idea. Okay, they have an angle as well. And that angle allows us to get the 16 points or threads per inch. Okay. All right. The recess tool. We use the recess tool usually with the lid. The threads are inside the lid usually. Okay. You can put the threads on the outside, and it could be more like a plug. Okay. So in here you have the recess tool. And that recess tool is made to cut at the back of the threads. See if I can get this. I don't know if I can show this or not. Made to cut at the back of the threads, the very bottom. Okay? And that provides you with a relief. And that relief is very important when it comes to cutting threads, especially if you're using these types of tools. Okay? So when this is spinning, and it spins, ideally the sweet spot is around 300 RPM. It all depends on what you get used to and what your equipment is able to do. My equipment doesn't come down anywhere near that slow. I've got an old lathe that I have rigged up, and the slowest I can get with it is about 500 RPM. So the ideal speeds are between 150 and 500 RPM. And according to things I've read and people I've listened to, 300 RPM is your sweet spot for cutting threads. It allows you to keep control of your tools, and allows you to put proper pressure at the proper time, and it allows you to maintain the rhythm, because cutting threads is a rhythm, and you'll see that later on. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the tools. So in this stage, I showed you the recess, okay, and the female. This is the female cutter, and that would go in here, and this is how it cuts its threads. So when it's coming in and you're cutting your threads, it's spinning at 300 RPM. If you don't have a good enough recess, it's going to hit the top of the lid, and it's going to stop being moved in. So with the angle on the teeth at 300 RPM, it'll just tear those out. It'll just tear the threads right out of it. So the relief is there to allow us to pull the chisel out of there, to get it out of there before it hits the back of the lid. Okay. And like I say, as we go into this further, you'll see what I mean. All right, now this brings us to the male thread cutter or chaser. Okay. Male thread. Oops. Male thread. Thread cutter. So when it's being pulled in and it's cutting, it's coming in, and then if we don't get it off of those threads before it hits or come in contact with the top of the bowl, what happens is that stops turning, or that stops moving, and with the angle on the teeth, it'll just tear those threads right off, just like a saw. That's why we need the relief. The relief is really important. You'll still be using normal chisels. You'll be using your bowl gouges or your spindle gouge. Use your skew. Use all your normal chisels, because we're basically making a small bowl, right? And depending on the orientation, it's either like we cut a bowl where it's cross grain, or if you do a vase or whatever with a lid on it or an urn, you may choose to cut in line with the grain. So anyway, we're going to carry on and see how we do. So stick with me. Episode 3 will be about the types of wood, and yeah, we'll do the types of wood that are good, ones that are low cost enough to allow you to learn this technique, because you don't get it the first time. I think it took me probably 4 or 5 tries just to get a thread that looked like a thread. But once you get onto the technique, it comes along quite well. So stick with me. We'll learn more as we go. Thanks.